Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back for another episode of Portal. Portal in 2015. Puzzle 12.
Get repeated, fling yourself. Fling into space.
What? So apparently I'm supposed to fling myself. We're gonna be dealing with cube droppers and cubes and the flinging abilities apparently according to the sign. Let's see. We have another one of these areas where it's lower. Now we have the ability to place 2 portals, so we're going to use that ability. And we're back to the little dot floor counters. So if I put a blue portal here, orange portal up here, let's see what happens. Alright, I got a little higher. And now I can fall right back down to that blue point. Now, the colors don't matter. Never did it come about, even in Portal 2, that you were given surfaces where you could only put an orange portal and only put a blue portal. And I guess that's a slight opportunity. I don't want to say failing, but opportunity if they were ever going to make a Portal 3 to say, yeah, why don't we have surfaces where you can only put the blue and you can only put the orange and then make the puzzle a little bit more difficult. Alright, so we are on the 3rd floor and we want to get up there to the next floor, which assumedly is the 4th floor. Maybe I could jump from that point to the blue hole. Maybe I couldn't. We need to get the box down here. So I'm gonna put the orange puzzle here. This puzzle is teaching us we don't have to go straight at right angles always. If we have a diagonal surface, we can arc our jump. So the thought here is I'm gonna try and jump over this. Now I needed to correct, as you saw, as I was jumping, because I wasn't going to hit the blue portal, as it were. Now if I jump down here, I'll end up on the 2nd floor. I don't think there's a way I could jump from the 4th and try to get even more air, go even higher. There's nowhere to go, I just hit the wall, but let's see. We can try. No reason not to try. So I'll probably have to adjust again. It's better to adjust. Was that a Wii? Or was that just it screwing up? His voice is screwing up a lot. Now when I go here, there's like no real way to adjust to get all the way to the blue part. You couldn't shoot the blue. You can't shoot it. Very limited area here where you could have put portals. They limited you a lot with these darker tiles. Very limited. So you couldn't have made a mistake. You couldn't have really cheated that much out. But yeah, we're back to a simple puzzle. A puzzle here that's not trying to kill you. It is a puzzle about learning how moving your body is going to be part of the puzzles a lot of times. This is introducing the one aspect in Portal that could be a little difficult if somebody was just not a very good player of video games. Because you do have to be fast to place those portals to land into them. You have to be a little fast. Kind of fast. But as long as you can push the right button and place it right in front of you, as long as you're looking down and pulling the trigger before you hit the floor, you should be fine. And that's just about the most physically difficult aspect to Portal, is flinging yourself around through puzzles like this. Now this puzzle is maintaining that the program is corrupted, the voice is corrupted, it is having trouble here telling you this. This puzzle feels like this was an original puzzle, whereas the last puzzle feels like the toxic liquid might have not always been there. So, to compare it to the Talos Principle, I would say in the Talos Principle there is little physicality in moving your body around. There are a small handful of puzzles where you have to move yourself around in unique ways, but there's not really a ton of them where you have to run around really fast or jump in a specific fashion, and there aren't really any puzzles where you use one of the items to affect really how fast or how far you jump or anything like that. You do use items, of course, to open the path so you can walk places, but nothing as physicality. Do I think all puzzle games need to have a physicality aspect to it? No, not really. If it kind of begs for it, and it might be a good idea to think about that, though, if you're going to make a 3D puzzle game like this. If you're just going to make a regular puzzle game where you're moving elements around, then you might be better making an iPad game, a cell phone game type thing, and making it 2D, getting a larger audience that way. If you're gonna spend the effort and resources and money to make a 3D environment game, you want the character to utilize the 3D environment. Imagine if there was a 3D environment of Tetris, and what you would do, all you would do would be walk up to a wall, take a Tetris piece, and then move it around and put it right down. That'd be really silly, wouldn't it? You would to have all that 3D environment graphics, and then you just go up to a wall and play Tetris like you normally would. Yeah, that'd be kind of silly. And so you want to utilize the resources you've put in your game well. And I'm not saying Talos Principle certainly didn't do that. They definitely did do it, but they didn't really have the character movement be part of the puzzles. They didn't think that way, and if they had thought that way, they could have made a couple more puzzles, and they made a lot of puzzles anyway, so they're certainly beating Portal in the number of puzzles at this point, by far. They also had a collection element where every puzzle you beat, you got a collectible item. Portal came out a little bit before that whole mentality was super popular in video games. So if Portal was released today, after beating every single puzzle, we would probably get some kind of collectible item. It might pop up a screen and say, rate this puzzle 1 to 5. Was this puzzle interesting? All that. That's a new thing that they've just started doing in a lot of games. They're doing mini surveys at the end of each level, just so that the feedback, since all games are pretty much connected to the internet now, the game developers can just get direct feedback on the puzzle, on the games. They did that, I believe, in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I've seen some other games that have done that. Sometimes it's done as a joke, sometimes it's done legitimately. I don't particularly think it's a terrible thought if you can integrate it well. In Portal, if there was at the end of each level a little computer terminal, and you just clicked on the terminal and said, rate this game, and if you took the effort to put that in there, that'd be some great information. Notice that this area actually can have portals. I don't know why they changed it. I guess just to make a good even transition to the elevator room. But yeah, you can't put portals on this house, you can't put portals on this tiles. So I suppose you could cheat a little bit. Might as well. So you've got here a weighted storage cube. There are two cubes, actually. This is called the weighted storage cube, and there's the one we have yet to see called the companion cube. Now, so I've got a cube, and I've stolen it and cheated my way out of this area. But I can't really get it to go anywhere or anything. There's no amount of speed or velocity that would help, that would get it through the wall.
Please do not attempt to remove testing apparatus from the testing area. A replacement Aperture Science weighted storage cube will be delivered shortly.
Now there's no way to get back in there and get that other cube at this point because I've closed it. I was trying to line it up so the box would just fall infinitely, so we could see a nice vision of just how fast we can go. We can So that's about as fast as you could get. See, apparently you don't have an up-looking animation either. If you're looking directly up, it's not spending a lot of CPU processor rendering it. Right now my head should be tilted all the way back and I should be looking up, but instead I'm looking straight forward. I guess another great trick if you just wanted to see what your animation looks like. See your back. Oh yeah, too. Little Aperture Laboratories logo and a ponytail and all of that. So you can get a terminal velocity that is very high, making infinite loops. We will be doing that in the future. Puzzles, and that was pretty cool that I managed to get the pieces to be the portals to be one vertical and one horizontal, so that it made, every time you went through a portal it would rotate you 90 degrees and made like a cool looking design. I did not mean to do that, but I did do that, so I am proud of it. I am proud of my mistakes, for as much as that's worth. Anywho, we've wasted enough time. Let's end this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All that stuff helps me out a lot. If you want to friend me on Google+, Twitter, Steam, or Battle.net for Hearthstone, all that information is down in the description. Please do. And that's about it. Nice quick ending, which I'm making longer by talking about how quick it was. Whatever. Have a good evening.